Hi, what's up? Hello, my name is Liz and you're watching For Booking Out Loud. So when I am posting this video, it is a day before Singles Day. And what is Singles Day, you may ask? Now, Singles Day is actually the world's biggest shopping event of the year. And it's a little known event, at least in the United States. It started in China in around the 1990s, I believe. The legend is that a bunch of college students got together and they were feeling very solo. And when November 11th, so 1111 came around, they decided to celebrate themselves and celebrate their singleness. And then it quickly turned into more of a shopping day. And it's bigger than Amazon Prime Day, it's bigger than Black Friday in America. And it's just this huge event now in the world, but mostly China. The way that I heard about it is that I actually lived in China for a very minute time, and it was just this event that really stuck with me because yes, I've experienced Black Friday multiple times, I've experienced Prime Day multiple times, but this was insane to me. And I really like the idea of a holiday shopping event that comes to you because you're single and you just want to treat yourself. Or at least that's what it turned into. But I'm making this video because it is called Singles Day and it's supposed to celebrate everyone who's single, whether by choice or circumstance, whatever you may choose. And I wanted to take this opportunity to recommend romance books or books that have romance elements to my fellow singletons, because why not? I've made a list of a couple of books that at least I've enjoyed, and it's from all over. I have contemporary, I have fantasy, I have historical fiction, and these books are either romance or maybe they're not romance and they have romance elements to them. I don't care. I think it's fun and I just want to share the romance spirit with everyone, especially as someone who doesn't really go out and seek romance books personally. So this list is going to be in no particular order at all. I just have this lovely pile of books right here, and then I have a couple of books that I've read through my e-reader. And going through this pile, the first one on this list is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Cassie McQuiston. And this is such a wonderful book, honestly. It's contemporary fiction with a LGBTQ romance, and it stems from the 2016 election and kind of about a what if. So you have the presidential family who has a first son who absolutely despises the Prince of England. And they have a hatred for each other that they cannot explain. And it is a enemies to lovers trope that is just wonderful and feel good, and I absolutely love it. This one is definitely romance, contemporary fiction. Again, I don't usually reach for this, but this was one that really intrigued me and I just love it. I know it took BookTube by storm, I believe last year or 2 years ago, and many people have read it. and I just strongly recommend it if you have not read it. It makes your heart warm if you have not read it, so I highly suggest it. Now, the second book in my pile is The Library of Legends by Janie Chang. And this isn't necessarily a romance book, but it definitely has strong romance elements, and in particular, a triangle, a love triangle. And I have talked about this book before, but as a reminder, it is set going back. It is a historical fiction book based in China during World War II. And it follows a group of college students being moved from Nanking, which was the capital of China, on the coast, more inland to try to get them to safety while they're carrying these really, really important historical artifacts or books. Again, this isn't typically thought of a romance book, but it is an incredibly warm-hearted book. It does have fantasy elements in it as well. So if you're looking for a book that can teach you a lot, it has two strong female characters, and just a side of romance and a side of fantasy. I highly recommend looking into The Library of Legends. I found it really informative. I found it really fun to read. And this was honestly a book I could not put down when I started it. And I just had to know how it was going to end. So if you haven't even opened it yet or looked into it, I would highly recommend at least reading the synopsis to see if this is a book that you might be interested in. The third book in my beautiful pile here is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I absolutely love this book. It is one of my top 10, hands down. I, again, have talked about this book quite a few times, but it is about two ageless magicians that have been enemies for a very long time. And they always seem to find apprentices every couple of years, every 10 years, every 100 years. It's been a while since I picked it up. I honestly kind of want to pick it up pretty soon. But they have a new set of apprentices, a girl and a boy, and they always pit these apprentices together to see how well they can teach them and how well their magic has grown. And it just so happens that this competition is based at a circus, a fantastical circus that has true magic in it. And a lot of people don't know that when they go into the circus. This night circus is supposed to be fantastical and amazing and a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And these magicians just end up creating these amazing things. Morgenstern has this ability to create settings and use her descriptions to really immerse you into this circus and this story. And you really fall in love with these characters as you watch them grow up and see them go from enemies to lovers, honestly. And trying to fight back and see how they can not die and kill each other. It is a wonderful story, and if you're looking for a magical story with great descriptions and a wonderful romance, I highly suggest looking into The Night Circus. Now, the last book I have in my physical pile is The Reckless Oath We Made by Byrn, Greenwood. And this book is contemporary fiction romance. And it is a romance I haven't seen before. You have a woman who has been down on her luck for years, and everything just seems to be hitting her all at once. Everything. And her life is just not going well. And I'm not just talking about she's just feeling down, she's just feeling out of it. Like, her nephew is taken away from her by his grandparents, saying that she's not fit to take care of him. Her sister is kidnapped during a prison escape, and she's in pain all the time because of a previous accident. She is not doing well. However, her romantic partner, Gentry, in this book is just a breath of fresh air, and all he wants to do is protect her and help her along. And the thing that makes this really unique is that Greenwood wrote him as autistic, and when you go between his chapters and our main character Zoe's chapters, he is living in medieval times, and the language that she uses is just wonderful, and he truly just wants the best for her. And it's a rough story, and it has a lot of truthful elements, but this is a romantic book that I didn't think was going to go the way that it did. It's hard to read, and it has a lot of gray areas, but I'm so happy I read it, and it was beautiful. It was just a truly beautiful book, and I really need to pick up other things by Byrn Greenwood just because it's amazing. Now, I want to talk about one other book to recommend for this Singles Day video, and I recently read it just last week. It's called Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. And again, this is a book that has been taking BookTube by storm, and for a very good reason. It is about a young transgender boy named Yadriel growing up in his very traditional brujo community. And brujo just means witches. And it's a very gendered community. So the boys, men, can see ghosts and send them off into the afterlife. And the brujas, the women, can see ghosts, but they can heal people with their abilities. And so Yadriel, being transgender, is trying to really show that he still belongs as a brujo, and that he can send ghosts off into the afterlife and to find acceptance. Now, what makes this book a romantic book is that he accidentally calls a ghost that is recently dead from his school back to life. And him and this ghost, Julian, start to get along really well. And he becomes really conflicted on if he really wants to send this ghost off into the afterlife to never see him again. Now, this book is truly predictable, but it's also just such a feel-good book. It warms your heart. There's some adventure in it. There's some just moments in it that truly matter and that truly are important. But while you're reading it, you just want to take the characters in a hug and never let them go. And the ending was so satisfying. So if you have not picked that book up, I really suggest it, especially if you are a fan of romance books. This one is highly recommended for myself. But yeah. So these are my romantic book recommendations for Singles Day. I hope you found something that you liked in this list of five. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye. Let's do this again.